But why we don't make peace? We don't promote peace. We only promote war and make weapon. Then encourage people fighting. So let us understand the truth. And we also let us work together how to convince them. Please promote the peace, not the war, not the conflict. You see, for example, the Vietnam War. How many million tons they drop in Vietnam? Million people die. Yeah. But now we find also it's a very positive between Vietnam and USA. They have good relation, complete cooperation. That is the good sign. Now the war is going on in Russia and Ukraine and the Middle East and many places in the world. So let us work together for peace and happiness. The one thing I'm telling you, when I was in Nepal, suddenly they have the war, the conflict. Then I decide work. And during that time, I have so many trouble. More than 90% people criticize me and they make me trouble. But I continue. At last, Nepal, we have peace. That is a wonderful thing. Yeah. We have to work. For example, now the climate change. So whole humanity should work together. We should plant tree. We should respect the earth, respect the nature. And then suddenly there won't be trouble. Okay, now I would like to invite Thanh Phạm to share your idea about this subject.
Yeah, thank you, Master. Hello, everyone. So for topic today, we touched about disaster, about personal and around the world. So for me, I'm thinking, I guess, belief in karma and being grateful can change how we handle disaster, both in our life and around the world as well. And I think Buddha teaches us that kind and understand instead of being angry and being greedy, because angry, when we angry, we lose our emotional control, and then we do things with a lot of regrets. And then same thing, being greedy, right? Being greedy, we exploit things, and then we don't think about the consequences. So touch about personal, like for example, we encounter disaster. I mean, a lot of disaster are challenge in our life. For example, getting sickness or lose something important. Go back to karma, right? Karma remind us of any action we take always have consequences. Consequence could be good or could be bad. We should also think about long term, about to view this disaster or conflict or difficult times as opportunity to grow. Being grateful. So that means be calm, recognize that we always have ups and downs in our life, and maintain good health. Positive mindset can overcome disaster. I think Master touched about the natural disaster, so the climate change, pollution, and the war that happened in Russia, Ukraine, in different places in the war. I think Master mentioned before, right, many times to us that hatred doesn't, solve any conflicts, but I think that love and kindness will solve or reduce hate and make that better. So I think it's when it hate and a lot of when produce hate, that means you want other to revenge, so lead to more hate, and I guess the cycle of it keep suffering. That cycle of suffering this always continues. So that's why you see a lot of war, a lot of conflicts. So I go back to believe in karma, right? That's love and kindness. So we think about it, we are connected. Anything that happen is affect us one way or another. I think we should emphasize in supporting one another, being grateful, with compassion, help out who are in need, and help out each other, promote kind, and be good to to be good in to help out each others, and then take care of the earth. I think we can talk about master already touched on plant more tree, be responsible for this world, right? Because we only have this world to live on, and to be take care of it, be responsible for it, because if not, we can see that a lot of natural disaster, earthquake, we're talking about like raining, before we haven't seen this kind of pattern of the climate. We talk about raining, and then the frequency talking about flat flush. That means its intensity is very strong. That's create a lot of flooding. So that's a lot of the disaster. We should think about everything that we have, every action we make, how we have consequences. So we have to take care of it. That's encourage.
Okay.
You
Now you
um,
about my food.
and then teaching your voice, and then compare water, also causing conflicts. So being modest and honest, to avoid conflicts, also create a better community, and then happy, peaceful. So I guess for my point, only touching on karma and practicing gratefulness, I think that will navigate us to tough time. And by doing that, we contribute to create in a better world, and also be responsible for everything that we do. And so take action, think about it, and then try to make the community a more better and peaceful, and a better world. So that's all I have, Master. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's work together and to develop the gratefulness and to respect the nature. So I think with my talk, I'm very happy. Many thousand Vietnamese living in Vietnam, they listen my talk. They plant so many million trees. Particularly, I'm very grateful to the Vietnamese government, and they also motivate. Now the Vietnamese government, they decide to plant 1 billion trees throughout Vietnam. So let's together, we work in different fields, try to convince all the community, every people, respect the nature. Say no with the plastic bag, and say no with the chemical. You see, like I discover the rice kalanamak. This rice is wonderful. This is not accept chemical. Yeah, this on the so I'm very happy now in Vietnam. They plant it. It's very successful, and I try my best to carry on to from Himalaya. Then I send to Vietnam and different country. Thank you, Pham. And then now I would like to invite John to share your idea about this subject.
Good morning. Thank you, Master. Good morning, everyone. Hello. Good evening, wherever you are. Good night. Well, not good night. Yeah.
Here we are.
Good morning there. Morning here.
Yeah. USA maybe night.
Maybe night in the USA. Yes. Personal disasters and global disasters. Obviously, I agree with everything that's being said so far, and I was thinking about this last night. What qualifies as a personal disaster? Is it when we lose our health, when we get a little bit sick, or we break a leg, or we lose a job, or we don't have enough money to pay the rent, or a family member gets very ill and dies. What is a personal disaster? You know, I suppose that's very personal to us. That's very individual. It's how we deal with that. And dealing with these personal disasters teach us, I think, how we react, how we respond, how we stand in life. And it shows us how we can deal with the world around us. As we all know, there's going to be some form of disasters come across our path anyway. It's the nature of life. It's the nature of what happens. If we think we can go through life and not have any issues, any disasters, anything, we may be thinking a little bit in the fantastic realm. But how we can deal with it, you know, is very, very telling on where our aptitude is and our attitude. And I recently, when I say recently, probably in the last 10 years, I recently learned that there was a story that I was brought up with called the tar baby that's been taken away because it's not politically correct anymore. And Brer Rabbit and the Brer Patch. But I learned recently that it was a parable, a metaphor of what Buddha was teaching us. No matter what we come across, even if we're surrounded by thorns, we stand our ground and we stand to our own philosophies. And no matter how much you try and hurt us or try and shake me and put me into fear, that we can stand and take the middle ground. And it for some reason that became very apt for me to think about. And there's a few of you who already know I broke my back a number of years ago, and I could say that was a disaster at the time. It felt like a big disaster because we didn't know what was going to happen after that. It was a really, really interesting exercise to and do everything again. So that's wonderful. I was very, very, very fortunate with that. And it's this telling us how we can deal with our personal disasters gives us the strength to deal with the global disasters, I think, and we can start to see what's going on. Exactly what Master was saying. What are they putting in the food? We get to question. If we don't just react and respond and get angry, just like Sanfam was saying again, I'm just repeating what other people are saying. You know, if we don't respond with anger, then we can sit and think, and we can respond more from our heart than our thinking. We need to have our heart and our brain working together, for want of a better way of putting that. And when we're congruent, we can sit back and we're not reactive. Then we can see a bigger picture, what's going on, and then we can act accordingly. And we can act accordingly in our own lives, and that spreads. And as we've talked about this many times before, our children learn more from our actions than what they do from our words, you know. And so that's by learning how to deal well with our personal disasters, I think we can take a bigger view and learn how to deal appropriately with the global disasters, and seeing how that works. And we become aware of what governments should be in, should not be in, what they should be doing, what they should not be doing. We become aware of, businesses are only in it for the money. They're not in it for your well-being. That's not part of their idea, and that's how business works. And if we can see that how it is, then we can choose which businesses get our money. We can choose which way we live, and we can choose what what rules to follow and what rules need to be talked about more. And so that's, I think it's a very big opportunity each time we have a disaster. I think the world can put their hand up, as somebody has, to come together and help each other. I think we get lots of opportunities as a community. And when I say community, it can be a community, the 4 houses around us, or the whole street, or the town, or the country, or the world, to go enough, or I agree, or here, how can I help? And doing that through our own philosophies and with peace. That's obviously all our beliefs here, through peace. And so thank you, and good morning, and I hope everybody is well. And
thank you, John. Thank you very much. If every of us on the planet, we are thinking, plan the tree, and to change the bad habit, then suddenly the weather will be better and better. So recently, there's some of my students in Vietnam. They respect me. They also say that, oh, I respect you. I plant 2,000 trees. So he gets so many wonderful things, merit. He finds his life better and very lucky. You see, this is the law of the karma. If more, no, for example, about the gratefulness. When I was young, I was very lucky to meet Master Thầy Huyền Diệu. He taught me one of the mật pháp is gratefulness. So only I practice this one, I get so many miracle things, so many benefit. I never believed. I could stay a long time in Nepal, but when I come Lumine, I see the Holy Land disaster, forgotten. Then I make a wish. So now more than 36 countries. But John, you are from kangaroo the country. Try to build the Australian monastery. We are waiting. If you decide to come, then I offer the water pump like Russia. Russia already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please you think, because you was born in Australia, and now you build the Australian monastery in Holy Land, then you promote plant the tree. This is wonderful.
Mm.
And if possible, you bring the kangaroo. Because this country, they don't have kangaroo.
No, they don't have kangaroos there.
Yeah. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Đức Đạt.
Namaste. Thank you, Guruji. Hi, everyone. Thanks for letting me contribute a few words. Disaster for the personal and in the world. I think it makes me remind me immediately of what Tan was alluding earlier, that we're all connected, and I do believe there is a collective conscious. What we radiate out there within ourselves, radiate out there, towards the external world and affect, influence everyone else, everything else. And so we, got to be conscious of even our thoughts, because each thought vibrates, out there, and thoughts leads to actions, and how we treat others, how we treat others, what we say to each other, our action influence and affect everyone. So I think it's very, very, very important that we're cognizant and conscious and mindful, aware of our actions and words towards others. It's all make an impact. Specifically, personal disaster that could bring disaster to the world. I'm reminded of leaders. I think when leaders, or personally, if they're arrogant, filled with hatred, conceited, greed, those qualities, personally, it could bring a lot of disaster for each one of us if we harness those qualities, and especially when those qualities are within leaders of organizations, government, countries. And if they embrace those qualities, those disaster personal qualities, it could lead to very disastrous events and unhealthy disaster towards the people they govern, the team they manage, the organization, the people that's part of the organization. It could bring disaster to such organization and countries as well. So, I think reminds me of a saying by Confucius. I'll say in Vietnamese, but I'll translate in English. He said, tu thăng tỳ tề gia chỉ quốc bình thiên hạ, and it's that's Vietnamese, but translate to kind of English is something close to self-contemplation, self-discipline, self-meditation would lead to, then you'll be able to lead to harmonizing the family. And once you're able to harmonize the family, you can govern a nation. And once you can govern a nation with the harmonization qualities, then you can bring peace to the world. And I think that's the qualities that we should cultivate, especially in leaders. And I think Master is an example of a leader who is filled with compassion. The Master, or the Dalai Lama, is another example, and many great figures in the world who lead with compassion, lead with empathy, lead with love and kindness. It's everything that Tan and John have mentioned. And I think when you lead with those qualities, hopefully you will reduce disasters first and foremost to ourselves, and then to the world. That's my a little input on this topic. Thank you, Guru. Let me share.
Thank you. Now people go in the opposite side way. Firstly, they want to govern the world, to govern the nation. We should starting from the root. If the root is rotten, then how can the tree grow up? Isn't it? Tiên tu thân, firstly, we have to perfect ourselves. And then family, and then the nation. And now many troublesome come because they go opposite side. Thank you. Now anybody else want to join? Thầy Huyen Sơn is there? Thầy Huyen Sơn and quý sư cô ở An Việt Nam Phật giáo tử, please try to express your idea and perfect your English.
Good morning, Master.
Yes.
Everybody, I would like to share my ideas. Firstly, if we start a war, or we would end up losing the lives of millions of innocent people because they're not guilty of anything. Some people are very good, but why need to end the lives of them? That's very bad. And not only that, we also end up ending the life of trees and nature, because trees are what we need to breathe and survive. And not only that, also we need to take the repair of many broken buildings during the war, and that will cost a lot of money. Meanwhile, they could have spent the money on building new inventions that might help people on certain stuff. And it would cause a lot of other difficulties. And because why you need to hurt the good people? Remember, in one of the secrets, what you do and what you get. So why do we hurt the people who do good, who get the bad things? That's not even fair. And then there are other difficulties, and not only that, it'll increase the arguments. And then the arguments will create more wars.
Can you introduce yourself? Where you come from? Which class are you reading?
My name is Minh Đức Lệ.
Yes.
Where are you studying? I'm studying in Malaysia.
Good. And which class are you reading, Minh Đức Lệ?
What class are you doing? Year 7.
Oh, good. Good. So after study, what you want to do?
Go home.
No. You want to become medical doctor, engineer? What you want to do after study?
Your profession. What kind of
Professor in which subject? Yeah, you should have a little idea.
idea? I'm just still deciding.
Okay. And then try, you finish your at least master, and you respect well your parents, and certainly you will get aware if I still alive. Okay?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. You can you tell us the reason why many disasters happen in the world? Please share your idea.
Like earthquakes, and then if you still survive of creating a war, you will become a famous bit, but in a bad way. If you start a war, and a big one, because why need to harm the people? Because they did this. Some people work very hard, but still end up losing their lives in the war. And then some countries will force the people will become soldiers because of one thing, war. And that's not good, because they want, because some of them are masters at some subjects like math, like science, but why they still end up in a war? But that's not even fair, because they end up in if they end up in a war, they'll earn little money, and then they'll be forced to earn as many money as the one who started off the war wanted to give the person to. Because some people in the war have skills that'll earn up a lot of money. And then why should she start a war then? It's harming the nature. It's also harming the nature, because many people have to study and earn money all because of nature. So they'll harm nature, and then that's bad, because we depend on some animals, and then we'll take the life of animals, which sounds cruel because they have one life. And then what do we do to stop a war? So we need to follow the rules of peace, and then the world will become peaceful, and then there will be no difficulties in life, all because of war. Because many people have lose money because of war, and if we have a lot of money, and they'll destroy the selling foods, and then we have to get free food, and then we have no choice but to get free food from others, which doesn't sound good, because we're not the one who started the war, but we're the one who's impacted on the war, and that wouldn't sound good. And then why should we stop a war? We need to follow the rules of peace. So you need to trust on what you do and what you get. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, thank you. Đức là I think you try to motivate your classmate and your friend, and then we together we discuss, because I very much trust on young generation like you can change, can make the world better, no polluted. Okay, thank you. My best wish and blessing to you. Now another person. Yeah. Malaysia also is beautiful. One day I visit Malaysia many times. I like very much. Particular food.
Thank you, Master.
Thầy Huyen.
I wish you'll be very healthy and you'll have less life difficulties as you grow up.
Thank you. I hope you will come to visit the Holy Land, and then you traveling. Yes. Thầy Huyen.
Hello, Master. Anybody? Hello. Today, anh Minh Đức Đạt guide us to visit the China, the temple in the mountain. I think the wonderful today. You know, I am in the Santa Fe. This is the city, very wonderful city. I think the one day the master should come here visit this city, because this city, you know, they focus about the art. Wonderful. Today, this I think that this topic wonderful. This chapter about the personal and the worldwide. All of us are always living in the chapter that we don't know about. You know, there are words, natural disaster, and the constant everyday myths. All of us are caused by the human. That's why we have to be aware of the problem, so we can try to avoid it. To do so, we must believe and apply the karma. I think that you know the karma very important with us. If we apply the karma, we shouldn't reach a lot of the good marriage without reaching more the negative, the karma. You know, I think that there are many countries, Russia and Orina and Israel and the Pakistan, they fight in the war. You know, the many people die daily. You know, I'm very, very sad about that. I hope the people they have called the people on both the side of the suffer continuously. In my opinion, we all have to the race, avoid and the advice all leader to know leader to know the importance of the disaster. They have reached the world. Many people that suffer, many people that die. All the disaster all come from our selfishness, always thinking we are the completely right, but never knowing how to listen to others with the tolerance and the generosity. Currently, war is happening anywhere between Russia and the Huyen without stopping. Between Israel and Pakistan, they have the core people on both sides to suffer continuously. In my opinion, we all have to raise our voices and advise our leader to know the importance of the disaster. They have. Thank you very much. I thank you, anh Minh Đức Đạt. Today, the guy us to visit the Chinese temple, because I think that you know, the nature very beautiful. We can enjoy the, you know, in the this is the more the city. But I love it. I love the city so much.
Yeah, the Chinese temple in Nashville.
Yeah, I know. Chinese temple in the Santa Fe, the New Mexico master.
Yeah, Guruji, it's in Taos, New Mexico. It's about 8,000 feet deep in the mountains. It's a pretty wonderful monastery. I would love an opportunity to take you to that mountain one day.
I wish one in Hoàng Nhân Đông Tây Tử, you should do similar thing. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Yep.
Very important. Very important. I earn my wishes and blessing to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Now there's another strong point. The Nashville is the city of music. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Music and nature together then can change the mind of the people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do it.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Today the topic is very important. We have to work hard for good environment, good climate. Yeah, we convene. You see, like the light. When we put and the light, like what happened in Vietnam, the government decided plant 1 billion tree, and now among our students, many million trees they plant already. Even Thầy Huyền, we encourage our people in USA. If possible, we buy the land, then we plant the tree. Yeah.
I tried. We'll do anything for the Huyen, the temple. I think that in the future, because for the master idea, we should follow him to do the Huyen Dong Tây Tử. I think that the same the China temple. Yeah.
So do this. Yeah. And you have better, and then with the music also. The music, when the work not successful, the music will talk. When the people got angry, greedy, they see the beauty of the Hoàng Nhân Đông Tây Tử and the music, then they change their mind. No fun. Good. Anybody else? Chú Minh Đạt.
I think that there are many people, Thầy Dương and Minh Phước Đức and Minh Phước Đặng, you give the idea. Yeah,
Thầy Dương. And after Thầy Dương, Minh Phước Đức.
Phước Đức, thank you, Master, for letting me sharing with everyone. So this topic is really important, and I'll say in order to avoid disaster in life, you always have to think positively whenever you're in circumstances like troubles and stuff. Always think positively and always self-improve, because there's no rainy day gonna last that long. There's always a brighter side of the day, so always think positively. So for one of the quote that I was reading for 105 story from Lao Tzu, kindness simply means that you must treat everything in life well and never perceive selfishness. When you practice this virtue, you will let go of the need to always distinguish right from wrong, because kindness is more important than I'm right, you're wrong. When we understand the needs of others and let go of the desire to dominate or control them, we will be able to live peaceful with everyone. So I think that's a really good quote, and I live. That's all I have. Thank you, Master.
Thank you to you. This is wonderful. Lao Tzu is also a very important philosopher. If we apply his philosophy, our life also. One of his philosophy, he said, what he said, we conquer ourselves peace conquer the other is the enemy. At troublesome. Yeah. If everybody try to conquer ourselves, it's wonderful. But now the people choose to conquer the other person. There's a conflict. No happiness. Yeah. So mình Phước Đức.
Yeah, but Master, thank you. Always wish you stay healthy and stay safe. And very happy to see you today. And hi, Thầy Huyền, hi everyone. And thank you, call my name. And when I saw the subject you brought it out today for everyone and myself, and I look back, and looking back, at the decades, and in which this monster, Diasters, and especially earthquake, and that's a really very, very important. We learned from there, and now you brought the subject with everyone, so we, and look back and remember all the things that happen, and it's every year. It's a summer, especially, like California, in last decades, the summer really, really drought, and we worry about, get fire, and a lot of that thing happen, and all of a sudden, the weather is facts, and it's a storm, and and mudslide and landslide, and that's why you always remind everyone that have to respect the nature and respect each other, and is everyone here today, and according to the world data is the numbers of the deaths is smaller than last 10 years ago, which is good, but we just be careful, and today with subjects is very important, and we always learn from the master, and you brought it out and remind us to everyone that have to remember, prepare, and just happen anytime. So that's why I just say some Vietnamese is make sure tu and thành thực and trí huệ and trí tuệ, and help each other out, and just that's all I have to say today for a little bit for sharing. And thank you, Master, and always wish you staying healthy and safe, and happy to see you, and very happy to see you that you're healthy today. Thank you everyone. Thank you, Thầy Huyền.
Thank you, Minh Phước Đức. Let's together we work. Like before, the peace in Nepal, I was alone from beginning. After slowly, then many people follow. Now same the climate change. If 1,000 billion people follow us, then change. So in Vietnam, you see now, 1,000 people plant tree, and the government also decide to plant 1 billion tree. They start already. This is good. Yeah, it's good. Thank you. Anybody else? Quế Đức Thuận, Quế Phước Bình. I think they are very shy. Try to.
I think there's also Minh Phước Đặng, Guruji.
Yeah, Minh Phước Đặng.
From Singapore.
Yes.
Yes. Good morning, Master. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I'm on the public street, was a little bit noisy in my background, so I would like to have a short contribution for the session today. So I think it's the disaster is come from should be come from the human, because it's everything is we are the human, we can make the good thing, but we also our human is ourselves. We make and we cause a lot of the disaster. because it's like we are not following to like the law of the universe, and especially for the law of the karma and the law of like the balance so far. So I'm very happy today that is our chat room. We have the very young student in the primary school. He has a very good awareness about how to understand, and I think that is very good signal for that. So I think one of the key point from my personal perspective that like I think we would like to build education for the future generation to raise their awareness how to protect the environment. Especially from what the master is doing, I think that is it's very very clear that like we have to on out together, we work together, and especially like we have to bring it like the positive factor to the future generation who are the one to have the very strong impact on the global climate change. So yeah, because the most is in the future I'm concerned about like it's about the garbage in the satellites in the space, because right now everybody talking about like AI, everybody talking about like the 5G, 6G. That's a good thing, but another bad thing that how they control on the garbage in the space. So that's the one thing. So I hope that like on here we together we can like support and build a good environment for the future generation. Thank you, Master, and I wish all of you have a very good Sunday. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Đăng. Anybody else? Please try it. You join the talks, and not only talk and action together. We should not be the member. Now we are the victim of the member of NATO. The NATO mean is not Atlantic. No action, talking only. That is the big problem for humanity. Talking, but we should do some work. Like I motivate in Vietnam now, and even in Nepal, they also planting tree. Yeah. After a few days, we have big operation planting tree in different places. Now I also had a little idea. In the Holy Land, Lumini and Bodhgaya, we should start a nursery. Yeah. Chú mình đã check. Anybody? If not, then we close this Zoom talk today. Let us together. Let us work hard to save the planet, to save the being, not only human being, but the being. Yeah. Thank you very much. Next week.
Yeah, thank you, Master. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Master. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Yeah.
If there's no earthquake, then we meet again. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Goodbye, Thầy Huyen. Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Recording stop.